Hi, this is Steve from Business Backbone. I'm going to take you through a quick overview of our Excel reporting tool called Digger, and I'm going to be running those reports on top of Vend on this occasion. If you need any more information or would like to sign up for a trial, then you can do all of that from our website here at businessbackbone.co.uk. Once you've followed the steps in our welcome email to download and install the Excel add-in, you'll be able to fire up Excel as I'm going to do here. And once you've done that and opened up a blank spreadsheet, you'll be able to see our add-in toolbar on the right hand side of the sheet. So I'm going to log in here with the details that I've used to sign up into the system. Once I am logged in as an authorised user, the system will provide me with a list of catalogues. We provide raw data in its native format from Vend for you to be able to report on if you wish. But what we started to do as well is build up a bank of client reports. The client reports allow us to join different data sets together to be able to retrieve just one table simply. So within my client reports and linked to my Vend application, I can now say, right, I would like the sales summary. So knowing what data I want, I'm then able to apply that to a particular organisation. So if you have one or many stores, you'll be able to pick up the different organisations. So I'm going to run this against the Annaby tea rooms to start with, and when I click on Go, Business Backbone will talk to Vend and retrieve the data dynamically back into Excel. I'm just going to minimise my toolbar here for the time being, and what you'll be able to see now is that within Excel I've got a nicely formatted table. All the fields have column headings, and if I scroll across you can see the volume of data that we're bringing through. So it's now available for you to use with standard filtering technology or any tools that you're familiar with within Excel. I'm going to show you a simple example with a pivot table. So by clicking on Insert from the menu at the top and then Pivot Table, Excel is intelligent enough to know that my data's come in as a range, so it's automatically highlighted that range for me. If I just click on OK, it will provide me with the standard pivot table grid for me to start to analyse our data. So at this point I'm going to do a very simple example of identifying some sales analysis by user, so across all our stores or outlets and registers. So I'm going to drag username down into the rows, and you can see here it's actually added that in automatically for me. I'm going to pick up the total price, which is what I want to see the total values of, and drop that into the values. And immediately you can see now the total sales by individual. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit by right clicking on the cell and saying, right, I want the number format to be as a currency, and I'm also going to change that column heading just to say this is actually sales value. I can start to improve that analysis. So if I want to analyse that by date, for example, I can pick up the sales date and drop that into the columns, and you can see here Excel's understood that field as a date, and it's given me each individual day with the times as well, but that's a little bit too much detail for me. So if I right click on one of the dates, I get the option to group, and Excel will automatically allow me to group at any of these levels. I'm just going to stick with months for the time being. So immediately, having selected that option, I can now see my sales by individual by month. I want to do a couple more tidy up things. So what I'm going to do as well, I'd like to analyse that by outlet or by register. So I can actually right click on outlet and say add that one as a slicer. And I also want to, if I go back to the field list, say I would also like to do the same with my register. So at this point I can now say, okay, I'm interested in sales just for the whole branch, or for the main outlet, or indeed just for a particular register. And the pivot table will dynamically change the data set as I make my selections. I can also connect this up into a very simple chart. So by highlighting the pivot table and going to the design options here, or under Analyze, I can actually select pivot chart and very simply say, yep, I'm happy with that. In fact, we'll go for a stacked bar graph, I think. And in clicking on OK, I can now see total sales by individual with a stacked bar by month. And again, the pivot chart will also be reflected by any changes I make through the slices. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, please get in touch with us via the website or directly with my email address, which is steve@businessbackbone.co.uk. Thank you very much for your time.